it later. Watch it later. I'll watch it later. My bad.
No worries.
If we close, if we look here, you see the computed speed I have done with the GPS ping of the plane. We see this huge speed. It's like 900 miles an hour. So it confirms what a lot of flat earthers was saying about this South Fly Pass.
You said it was 997 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
many? What would that be in miles per hour? 997. Anyone, real quick?
No, it was. I wrote. I will write the number because.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, but a lot of flight earthers like that. One of the main things that ballers will say, oh, how'd this flight get there from here to here in this time? And then the only thing that a lot of flight earthers can even say is, well, it could be going a lot faster. And here's confirmation that it seems like that's what's going on.
Okay, it's okay. I am bad at miles per hour. Sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
So, in fact, we see here there is not a lot GPS ping here because there is only barely 2 flight a day on this area, on this South Fly Pass. And some days 0, maybe the best day 4, but not too much. And what I want to show you is that the fly pass here are very, 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 very locked. But what you need to understand, it's regardless of the plane, every data point that is dropped. But we can clearly see some pattern here. I don't know what to tell about this pattern. Another thing I can tell, I cannot show you that for now. I will output the data for that. Is that on the land side we have very good GPS position, but on the water data is shit. Like on this area here, I lost plane every time. There is the plane. In fact, Flight Radar 24 will extrapolate the direction, the azimuth of the plane, but the GPS data are false on this area.
Yeah, that's something that we've talked about that before. Actually, Whitsitt was talking about that. There's like a loss right there at that area that you were pointing out. It seems like there's.
Seriously? Okay, it's interesting.
Check it out, model. I'm making my own model right now, showing that the latitude lines are converging just slightly over the land masses, over Australia, over South Africa, which is very limited, and then South America, which is also limited with the mountains and the lack of cities in South America. But I'm showing how they can easily converge the longitude lines over the continents, but 90% of the south is over water, or maybe over water, where they can easily make up for that, and why they would have to get rid of the GPS data. They don't want us having that data because it'd be a dead giveaway.
Yeah, they cut off this data. I need to recheck if it always cut off, but I have 2 million fire pass. Maybe I have some of the South Fly Pass with the data. I need to do some filtering to retrieve the fly pass.
Yeah, but so if you zoom in and show them, like there's like some red dots and some blue and green, and the red dots you were saying seems like it might be like ground tower communication going on there.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can see it, if the stream is with a good quality on us, but you see a grid pattern that is drawing. What that means, I will try to explain, because even in French, I have a difficulty to explain that. it's that like if the GPS have a preferred position squared, like there is some resolution where I get very little ping, but there is some position where I have statistically more chance to get a ping. Okay, so this is drawing this pattern, and if we look closely, we can see concentric curve that led to one concentric point here and here, and we can interpret that like if it's tower grounded based GPS. It's just one interpretation. I am not sure about that. I cannot tell it is that, but this pattern is interesting in this way.
I can back it up, bro, because I made a video a while back how when they're describing satellites, because they started selling like signals and data to different people, and they were all having this problem where they're getting all these bad readings in the south with GPS, and they just said there's universal anomalies. Okay, they talk about the one over South America, but it's South Pacific, South Atlantic, and then I found out there's an anomaly off the coast of Africa even, where they claim it's all off of every coast, and they claim that the Van Allen belts are down and the satellites are getting a bunch of nonsense. And they say that how they solve this is they tie the data in to other satellites that, in other words, it's an excuse for a link to a motherboard, basically. There's a main link that they all link to. That's the excuse they gave to the people complaining, about all these problems in the South with the data. And they say that it's just anomalies in all them places, and what they do to overcome that is they link them in with other satellites, which is basically an excuse to link to a main motherboard and to give the accurate data. So when people say they're getting data that's independent of anything else, no, they don't even claim that these satellites are given independent data. They don't even claim that. So anybody tries to tell you that, they're wrong. But I just sent a friend request to you. I would love to help you model that out, man, or introduce some of the information to other people who help me. That'd be great, man. I sent a friend request, but otherwise, I'm all ears, brother.
It will be a pleasure if we can do that, yeah, because I need help on some subject. I am not an expert on GPS. I am an expert on mapping things, but I can touch electronics, but GPS is a part of electronics that is strongly hard to manage. So to do some test, I will need help. So I think I have.
I'll tell you
Sorry?
what's going to be crazy, model. What's going to be crazy is when I'm done with this model, converging the lines over the continents and spreading them out over the oceans. Like I'm taking all the boat races data, everything I can get, everything I can get publicly that's not official, and I'm making these longitude lines. And I almost guarantee you, when I'm done with this, in fact, I'll present it first and put it on a video so it's copyrighted, and then I almost guarantee when we look at this data and match it to that, it's almost going to be a ringer. So that would be a legitimate prediction if my map matches the anomalies without even ever looking at all the individual anomalies in the flight data.
Yeah, exactly. It can be two same experiment on two different objects. Yeah, I can share you. I can share you the 2 million flypass data if you want. So there is some gigabyte, but I see the 2 million flypass data if you want. So there is some gigabyte, but I think I have say a lot of things now. If you have some question, we can see the pattern here in France. Over the it's a nice pattern, good pattern. We can see over the United Kingdom. It go down with over España. And after I don't have enough data to create a map, so it will not draw the pattern like we want.
Oh man, that's awesome.
No more. With the chart screen, I can show you my plane simulator. I need
Okay.
to just to. In fact, it's a true fly path from a plane. I just put it on the globe. It's like the screenshot I show you. And in fact, when we speed up, even with the true speed, but the true speed is lame. So when we speed up, we can clearly see that that it's not what it's happening in real life. We have a curve that is not just the horizon drop. We have a curve that is equivalent to a sphere, in fact. So just up. There is a multiple plan that will go, so you will see the landing and the departure. I don't know the word when the plane go up. So, and this is I have done every software from scratch because, like said, new perspective. I was trusting nobody. When first I discovered the Earth curve calculator and I put the data on it, I was like, they may be false. I want to go back to my globe. I will try myself. They may mislead me.
Yeah, they're definitely false. This movement would have been up and running a long time ago.
The camera is very high. Sorry, I put the camera on the true height. So I don't know if you can read, but on the left, it's every data computed from my point on the simulation. On the middle, there is every plane data, the raw plane data that I get from flight radar 24, and the map on the right, on the left, the camera. Yeah. So here, the departure, we are on. The camera, I cannot put the camera under 100 meters above the ground because there is some 3D representation issue because it's huge modeling. How to say 3D motors are not done for that in the beginning. So.
Did you make this program yourself?
Yeah. Every fucking single line of code.
And you say there's no data to
amazing.
be had in the southern oceans. You say that they cut it off, like there's no data to be had in the in between the continents in the southern hemisphere. Am I understanding that right?
You can have the fly pass, but you can no longer have the altitude and the speed.
Right, exactly. That's. I mean, anybody would come. Like, dude, they would have to, because no matter how you model these things, it's going to be map dependent. So the speed is going to be based on the distance, right, and vice versa. So they got to hide.
And I have seen those disparity, those contradiction between the speed I get from flight radar and the speed I computed from the GPS ping.
And south of way too slow.
You cut a little. I hardly understand what you're saying now.
I'm going to say, if they let us see the flight according to the globe, it's slow compared to the flights because they're comparing it to a globe. We know that they're having to do faster, but if the data was showing up correctly, then it would show the planes going slower. So they would need, they got to hide that, because we would know that those planes are not slower, in fact, and people would put two and two together. So they have to limit that data in the south.
Exactly.
That's freaking amazing that that what you created there. Can you load any flight plan in there from Flight Radar?
Yeah, not now because I am banned from Flight Radar 24. I
Wait,
am
what?
banned. So yeah. So I can only pass the flight pass I have saved. So I have
Why are you
about 2
banned?
million flight pass. But it's not a problem with VPN. I can squeeze up. It's not a problem. Theoretically, yeah, I can totally match up the flight pass of a true plane on this. It's the case. Every flight pass Air is a true flight pass.
Why did
It's
they ban you?
it's a saved flight pass from Flight Radar 24.
Yeah,
So
but how did you get banned from Flight Radar? I mean, how? Did you
I
ask
don't
him something or per
I don't know.
email?
I don't know because I think it's just a coincidence. In fact, I was changing IP. I was changing my router, and I think the IP I get was already banned by Flight Radar.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
It's
thought it
not.
was like a private thing where you asked them about something, some
Yeah,
specifics, and then they banned you.
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
saying that the timing on it seemed a little weird, and it was like he went back to look, and he was banned, but it seems like nobody can get the data anymore now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody,
It's
yeah.
weird. It's odd. It's odd. I don't. Maybe it's just. I think it's a coincidence. I don't think somebody was pre-banning my IP from my router somewhere in the world, but
Dude,
but maybe I don't know.
this is
Uh, I
freaking
I really
amazing.
don't know. The timing is odd. In fact, I was coming on this server, and because of this timing, I was like working on the plane and so on, and poof, just like that, nobody can have anymore the data of the South flight path. So
So this is how. Quick question: is this how the horizon should look like on a flight with a Boeing 737-900, for example?
yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
this plane flies at approximately 30 flight level 30 or flight level 305. I think okay with the Boeing 737 can also go up to flight level 40, but that's insane. I mean, do you that I mean I've been flying in a lot of commercial aircrafts. I've never witnessed this type of curve on when you're on level flight. I know at cruise.
Yeah, it's literally you can begin to see the curve by the eye at about 2 kilometers.
So this
It's
is
just
literally
insane.
so
It's
11
just
kilometers
That's
is
what I've
like
been saying all this time, dude. All this time I've been saying, dude, forget the left or right curve. We see the Earth sloping away from us.
yeah. It's just the fact. Okay, the horizon is dropping under the under the eye of sight. Okay, but you clearly see the. I mean, Glober thinks we live on a cylinder. You know. Just,
Yeah, we have to
just
live on a cylinder, bro. It's got to be a cylinder, according to
yeah,
them, because, dude, if you're looking up at a 7 degree drop or tilt, they're looking at it like just measuring the angle. At 7 degrees over that distance, we should see a gradual slope, a very, very defined slope. And you're saying we
exactly.
could see it at a couple kilometers or a couple miles because that's what the math shows us we should see, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Mr. French guy, what you do as a living? Are you like a software engineer for some
Yeah,
company?
yeah. I am a embedded engineer, specialized. I have an expertise on this word, optimizing things like algorithm, power consumption, and so on. I wrote software on microcontroller.
So you would be able to look through the bullshit if someone makes a software that is clearly there to deceive people into believing something.
Maybe yes, if I have the source code, because it's hard to do reverse engineering. So
Yeah, that's
I
true. Yeah.
know how to do it, but I am not I am not a hacker. I mean, I know how to reverse engineer electronic circuit, but not software. You know, if I have the
Here's
source
my
code, if I have the source code, yes, it's okay. But you know what? You know what? I cannot for now share the source code of my work because I use one library that is IP protected. So I cannot share. But I want to redo this work and do how to say when we put the source code on GitHub freely. You know.
Yeah, that's understandable, man. That's understandable. But here's my
Open source.
prediction.
He wants to
What
do an
I'm,
open source version
what
of it.
I'm,
Open source, open
hell
source.
yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
If a software go try to prove something, but it's not open source, I don't even look at it.
Here's my prediction. So my prediction is when I'm done with my map, which like I said, I pretty much got it just by describing it, but I'm trying to do this as accurately as possible. Is I'm just matching the globe over the continents. Like I said, it's South America converges anyway, right? And Africa converges anyway. Australia is the only place that I'm just having to converge them to match the model that they're giving us as far as the globe. And then the longitude lines on an AE map, they just basically start diverging gradually and progressively toward the center of the oceans. In other words, farthest away from the land is where they diverge, and it's going to match the ephemerises. It's going to match, I bet you, the time zones, like the wonky time zones on the globe. It's going to match the crazy, because if everybody knows how the flight times are kind of like in between the globe and the AE map. This is going to explain all that shit, man. It's going to explain it all. I don't even want to be giving all this information away, but I'm excited from the information you've shared today, man. So I'm excited.
It's a pleasure to share. It's why I am here. In fact, when they lock the data for the South Plus plane, I was like, okay, now you have proved to yourself you are not mad. You can give this information to people that can share it, that can do something with that.
My honest French brother, I have a quick question. What was the turning point for you to actually be like, oh yeah, I've been lied to since childhood about living on a spinning, wobbling, tilted space ball?
I never looked. I can. It will take a little time, but I love to share this journey because it started in 2015. And I just heard about flat Earth like a lot of nerd back in the day, and I was like, okay, it's a stupid thing, and so on. And like 5 years later, a friend of mine was like, okay, you should look into the flat Earth. We debate. We had strong debate like 3-4 times, and at the end, she challenged me to prove him the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that the Pepsi,
Yeah.
what was it? Alan called it. You took the Pepsi challenge, but yeah, like you have to the way that most of us get there. Yeah, prove
Yeah,
the ball without assumption, right?
yeah, exactly. Without authority argument, without assumption, and I
Yeah.
started to look seriously into it. Like I said, I have built software to disprove the fake Earth curve calculator, which is true, which is perfectly true, in fact. But I was like paranoid as fuck. So, and my best trigger was, like said, new perspective. It was the gyroscope and the Sagnac effect. It was the two things that the gyroscope was the first hit in my head, and the Sagnac effect was okay, motionless plane.
Could you
Amazing, man. Hey, I
give
just
a little bit of detail about how the gyroscope was? It was a 15-degree drift, right? And how that was the trigger?
It's no. I mean, physical gyroscope was my first trigger,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and the Sagnac effect was then my second. And
Okay,
effectively,
yeah,
on the Sagnac, the 15-degree drift was the first trigger. Like relativity is not a thing because
gotcha. Yeah,
it was my first hit. And when I discovered Michelson Morley, it was the motionless plan with Ether things.
Hey, I got a
yeah.
quick question before we move on, please.
Go ahead.
I got a question for anybody, new perspective. The French guy, Brian. So you guys were talking about maps, right? And Brian brought up Australia, and I'm just curious because this is something that I've seen floating around on the internet. Where is the accurate flat Earth map? Because I've looked myself. You know, you got the Gleason map and many other maps, the Urbano Monte map, but
There is no,
where is there an accurate map, right?
there is none
I'm
even
coming
for
out, bro.
there
There's
is
about
none.
to be one, y'all. There's about
Well,
to
hold
be
on.
one because I'm telling you, man.
Okay, cool. But
ahead.
I just wondering, how do you explain Australia? Even in the Gleason
You
map,
don't.
it doesn't add up.
It's
So
easy, man.
why
It's
is that?
very easy. Because the latitudes match up with the longitude. I've already showed that with my cell nav videos, and I haven't even done the crescendo video yet. I've showed how the ephemeris works out perfect on the AE map. The only thing they've did is they've converged the longitudes on the continents themselves, which naturally on a globe converges the land, and then they progressively spread them out to the damn. I've showed other videos where the sun times don't line up in South America, but there's limited data. There's no big cities down there conveniently, but so here it is. So when I unleashed this map, converging the longitude lines to match what the data they're giving us, and then just slowly diverge out in the middle of the oceans, then all it is you can map the speeds. Let me tell you, they try to explain the speeds down there like by calling the jet streams and the ocean currents the roaring 40s. Like, why is it the fucking roaring 40s? You know why? Because people have physically noticed differences from the south and the north. The sailors, the freaking, it's all in the data. It's all in the information we've been getting. And so here it is. If you want to try and fake a globe Earth, if you're going to try and do these long distance flights, which they just started doing not that long ago, you just need a faster fucking plane. Yeah, you're gonna need jet streams and all that, and but you need a faster plane. Nothing more, nothing, bro. It's that simple. What's going to happen? What are some indicators, right? Some indicators of this. So what would be predictions if it were bigger down there? So that's why I made my video at 10 predictions. Consequences of it being bigger down there. Every like the great races that they say that are circling Antarctica, which are really going averaging like 50 degrees north, their freaking times are way slower than the times in the south, dude. I'm the one who got that information out. Jaron initially, actually, with the whole time of it, but me like looking into it deep and just showing that. I predicted that the records are going to be right by the land, and there are never going to be any records out in the middle of the ocean. Because longitude lines are convergent. So basically, if you're going to tell me how fast I'm doing, it's going to depend on the map you're telling me that I'm traveling on. It's that simple, dude. In other words, they're saying that we're doing 450 miles on the flight from Sydney to Santiago. I don't believe they're doing 450 miles. That's horse shit.
Well, and Brian, actually, yeah, ModelBuilder just showed us it was like 990 or what was it? What'd you say it was? 795 kilometers an hour or 995 kilometers an hour?
1,300 kilometers an hour. But it depends. I don't have the same reading every time, so I need, like I said, I will filter my 2 million fly pass to go to find every long fly pass I have and do a data analysis on that. What I can tell is that the speed, actuated speed from Flight Radar 24 is not the same as the computed speed from the GPS. And like I said, if you look at my stream, What is odd is the path they take. They go south first, then they follow the east-west cardinal, then they go north to go at their point. So it's ridiculous to do that on the globe.
Yep. Did you have any other comments like to what Lion was saying? By the way, I heard a couple people say French guy. We were joking about the name because I don't know why Model Builder is not just like we can't just call you that. For some reason, it sounds strange. But
I love it.
we were talking about I was gonna call him Leon, and then he liked that. But we were also gonna call him the Beast, which would be La Bête in French, right? La Bête.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we can call him La Bête, the Beast, right? That'd be cool, La Bête.
I will put a nickname, but just to explain why the model builder, it's when I started look at the things, I can share you the first screenshot I have done. I was like, okay, I will take every fly pass and I will put it on a map, but I will not how to tell. I will try to redraw every continent just starting from France, in fact, with every fly pass. And my goal was to redraw the true continent starting from only the fly pass on the azimuth and not following the latitude longitude. So I start from one fly pass, it's my anchor, and every fly pass that cross that fly pass will create another anchor. But this anchor will not set on the new map as a latitude longitude, but rather as an XY geometry computed with the speed and the azimuth. I don't know if it's clear, but
Yeah, did everybody get that?
A very important question before he goes. Yeah, I'd ask you, would your information coincide with the fact that they are literally trying to enlarge things in the south, make it seem bigger in the south than their globe, and shrinking shit in the north? So it's really smaller in the north. Technically, it's smaller in the north and
exactly.
bigger in the south.
It is. I mean, this is an equidistant azimuthal map. So how we read that? We read that by starting here, where it is. Here, the equator. We start at the equator, at the latitude, at the longitude 0. It is meridian latitude, sorry. The meridian latitude, and when you put latitude longitude on your map viewer, it will first do the latitude positionment, and then the longitude positionment. But the true thing is a circle. So the more you go south, the more the distance is, in fact. So, like you see here, I have a rule that is how to tell. The more we go up, the less the rule is long. I will stop here because I don't found my word. So. But yeah, there is a lot of
Please come. Sure, you come back because I listened to everything you're saying and it's clicking, but I'm not able to see it visually. And so please come back and I'll give you all the data information that I personally have also. But I want to go back after. I know you got to leave sooner, or even if you don't, I do. But I want to look at it visually, and I please want to discuss this again because man, I love what I'm hearing, man, and I love the data to back it up, brother.
Yeah, he definitely will come back because he said he's in it for the win, and this is one of the most important things that we could talk about after he realized it. But I don't want to speak for him. But yeah, but that's what you were saying before. Also, Model Builder, we have another live talk that just started over at the Ether Cosmology channel. We're doing like a roundtable discussion about the ether. If you want to join in over there, after you're done here, if you have any more time.
Hey,
No, I need to go soon, so I'm sorry.
ModelBuilder.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that, but I saw you were there, and I figured people should know who you are, and I'm glad that you got a chance to do this.
Hey, ModelBuilder, I appreciate, first of all of the work you have done already. I'm just trying to point out, I like how you can see how the big pond crossing over the Pacific is now just a straight line, you know, from Europe to the US.
I'm fascinated, man. I sent you a friend request, and I sent a couple videos. If you're interested, then accept the friend request, and we'll collaborate. We'll collaborate, and we'll kill this shit, bro.
Yeah. With it will with pleasure. No problem. It's late for me now in France, so I am a little tired. Excuse me.
Yeah, all
So,
the best, man.
do you
Keep up
do
the
you
great
want?
work.
Did you ask me to repeat something on the screen?
What?
No, flat Earth.
No, I sent a direct friend request Discord, and like I said, I just sent two videos. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
check your DMs.
Okay.
Check your DMs for that. He said.
Yeah.
Hit the
Okay.
top left button, the very top
I
left
will check it. I will check
button
it.
on Discord, and it'll. All right, brother.
Anyone else have questions at all before Model Builder takes off? Thanks for giving us the time here, Gio. Do you have anything to say, or anybody else?
No.
No, have
All
a
right,
nice
thanks so
week.
much. Yeah, thanks everybody.
I got a question.
Oh yeah, Coach does. Of course. Go ahead.
This picture with these data, where does this data come from? What does it
It is
represent?
data from Flight Radar 24. It's not 2 million for this peak. It's only 1.3 million fly pass. I take every GPS ping I have, and I dot them on the map without specifying the plane, just the GPS data. And the more the data I have on a specific point, the more red it will become, and the less the more blue it will become. It's clear.
Doesn't match the Great Circle routes, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Kocho
oh yeah. This one
says feasible.
not at all.
Kocho.
So
It's
good, man.
like hexagonal Earth. In fact,
Now the only thing that is missing is the correct distance with the continents or whatever we should call
I'm
them.
on it, man. I'm telling y'all, I'm on it.
there is no. It's the same map. Every map is the same. There is no other thing as if you look at the great circle on a flat map for a globe, it will go like it will draw like it's even things like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I don't remember. But in
What
fact,
I'm saying is all
yeah,
the speeds are related to the map you put them on. So it's all the same, bro. It's all the same, just related to the map you put them on.
yeah. It's just visually huge on the south on this map, but yeah, it's the same distance. You put the latitude, you put the longitude, you get the same distance because
I really,
it will describe a grid circle, whatever. But on the fly pass, clearly on a globe, it's not a grid circle, but on a flat map, it works perfectly because it's a direct line.
direct line. Yeah, exactly.
In square miles, it's 170 or it's 196 square miles.
Yeah.
6.5 million square miles on a flat map. Almost identical.
You know what
Yeah.
you should also add? The GPS data of the shipping routes, the international shipping routes.
Yeah, but I need to pay to have access to that. I am.
How much is it?
But no, it's not. I mean, I think I have a lot of data to manage here with plane.
Yeah, there's enough with the flights to work with there. You got 2 million of them saved already, right? Yeah. That's
It's a
amazing.
good idea. It's a good idea. I agree with you. I need to look into chip and so on. So, but here I have a lot of data to play with, and I have only done 1% that we
Right?
can do with that.
Yeah.
So
You're just getting started. That's great.
I pray for you, bro. You're on something really good there, man. You're doing great work. I think it's gonna bear a lot of fruit. Thank you very much.
For sure, it already has, just with this discussion and what I've heard
Yeah.
from them so far. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
I am a man
Lebet,
of
Lebet,
science.
Lebet in the house. Lebet, the beast came to play.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. I think I will leave now. If you have
Oh yeah.
any more question, you can. I
No,
can
you're all
say
set. Yeah,
in
take
the
off
talk.
before you get stuck any.
Man.
Yeah, you should leave before too many things get brought up again.
Hey, it's been a very much of a pleasure to have you, man. Very much of a pleasure, and I look
Thank
forward to talking again with you, brother.
Thanks for
Thank you.
stopping
It
by.
was a real pleasure. And thank you to be patient with my accent. Thank you a lot.
You did great. You did great. Thanks so much.
We love it, bro, because we can
Oh,
fill it in with what you're saying, so it's perfect, man.
thanks. Thanks a lot. I will leave now. I will come back. I'm not. I am here to stay and to reveal the truth. I am a man of science, and my goal is everyone has the same knowledge. Everyone will share the same knowledge. It's not. It's not normal to hide that. So.
Question
Right?
everything, bro. Question everything. Hey, no, I need you to post a link to that Ether channel, man, because
I will.
I
I'll
was
send you.
I'll stop it.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
All right. Take care. Thanks. Thanks, Lebet. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
That was awesome, dude. God dang, dude.
Yeah.
Every time you get on my nerves, bro, back with some and bringing like when you bring that information from Michael, what you call it, and then bringing this guy and scouting bright minds and stuff and putting them and linking us up with them, man. But
Yeah, I appreciate it. You said every time I get on your nerves, I end up coming back with something good. How do I
know
get
what
on
I'm
your
saying,
nerves? I
bro.
never knew that was the case.
I'm so just joking, bro. So
Oh, okay.
just joking. Bro, we are so on the same team, bro. But
Yeah, we are.
dude, I see like the Ether channel, like I don't want to hog this channel. You know how I am, kind of talky and stuff. But I feel like I have good things to say. But so I try to move around. But dude, I'll be a hit over there, bro. I thought that I was gonna lose like half my subs when I showed QE's lies, like his blatant fucking lies. And
nice.
I thought I was gonna, dude. I literally gained subscribers. I was like, man, I hate to put this video out because I'm trying to build my channel, bro. I literally gained subscribers, but I'm like, I can't keep hiding this man's lies.
Yeah, well, when you do an edit and you have somebody sitting in your server that you keep on mute and then continue to play clips of the person sitting there wanting to talk, right? And you play out of context clips and act like you're debating somebody that's right there willing to talk it out in a cordial manner. It just makes anybody that's a truth seeker see through it very easily, and they probably are sub to you.
I have my own beefs against Nathan, but with we all learn from QE, including Nathan. I have my own beefs against Nathan, but he I mean, is it me, dude? The debate is whether light is a wave or a particle. That's been the ongoing debate since the beginning of fucking time, and then now to the point where they literally call it a fucking duality. And he literally lied so many times. I only clipped out about 4 or 5 of them where he says that the photoelectric effect experiment and because that's the evidence backing it, and also what you call it, Compton scattering experiment. And then he cuts me off when I start to talk about Michelson Morley to Brian's logic, and then when he brought up photoelectric effect to Compton scattering, I'm like, what's the hypothesis? He just stomped me with it. This is 10 seconds later. I'm like, what's the fucking hypothesis? He's like, well, it's not an experiment. So you cut me off. You've been telling everybody that there's a whole different argument that we know light's a particle because of science, and trying to ingrain this shit in our heads. You've been lying the whole fucking time, bro. Compton scattering is not an experiment. The double slit, he retracted and said, well, it's not an experiment, it's a demonstration, because I called him the fuck out. And then the photoelectric effect, not science. And he's been calling them experiments since he started, bro. That is fucking pure dishonesty. He's been lying to Nathan, lying to me, lying to everybody. And a lot of us seen through it, bro. So I'm like, I'm not holding it in no more. I'm going to clip out his
Real quick.
blatant fucking dishonesty.
Hey,
Just going
Brian,
on
beyond that, because he's not here to defend himself or anything. But yeah, I hear what you're saying about QE. But more to the point, it's not even about whether it's a light. Light is a particle or a wave in this part of the discussion, because it's about whether light is a particle or a photon, and whether it's already there in the way that the ether might describe it as a propagation of light. It's just exciting the light that's already there. And that's, more the argument that they seem to want to avoid for whatever reason. But I'm going to head over to the ether discussion, because that's what we're talking about here instead of there.
Yeah, okay, man.
Brian, real quick,
Anyway, yeah.
because you just spat off a bunch of well, I'm not gonna call it bullshit. Some people might call it bullshit. They might call it a babbling brook of bullshit, but I wouldn't call it that. Just so you know. But what you said though about the photoelectric effect not being science, what do you mean by that?
By QE's strict definition of science, to admit when I called him out, because he knows he called it a demonstration. He not 20 seconds before he's like, wait, experiment. You said experiment when I said Michelson-Morley, and I said, well, whatever you want to call it. I was just trying to bring up the fucking measurements, right? We always try and talk about the measurements, and they just cut us internal, Coach. I know you understand that. And then he's been calling Einstein's photoelectric effect an experiment, whether you think it is, whether I think it is or not. By his strict definition, it motherfucking most certainly is not. And then when I asked him what's the hypothesis, he admitted that it's not an experiment, it's a demonstration. Then I asked him about Compton scattering. He taught us that light's a particle, whether you agree with that or not. He taught us that back that up. And now I've called him out because he called me out. It's just a demonstration, along with the double slit. It's just a demonstration. And then he makes fun of us saying that, they don't call Michelson-Morley an experiment no more. Ha, ha, ha. You notice that? And then I say, yeah, notice he don't call fucking the double slit experiment an experiment anymore. Ha, 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 ha. I'm like, bro, you can't just go lying to fucking everybody and act like science, the strict definition of science. Not that I agree with it. I agree with some of it. But dude, it's just horseshit. You can't just make claims like that and then retract them fucking 3 years later, dude, causing division in the community. He's the fucking sole reason this fucking community is mainly divided. The sole fucking reason.
Okay, so you weren't saying that was your opinion then. That was that the photoelectric effect isn't science. You were going off of his description.
Yeah, I believe it's all science.
Well, I've talked to SC a fair bit, dude, about the dumb shit he says. So he says that any equation that has mass in it is now invalid. What? Like density is invalid.
This is a new thing, Kosha, where like the double slit, apparently QE has declared that not SE, but QE, quantum eraser, has declared that the double slit experiment actually isn't an experiment, along with some others. So now like they're all parroting this nonsense that like the double slit experiment isn't an experiment.
Jay, by their strict definition, it's not, okay? They taught us this strict ass fucking science. I know for a fact it's all fucking science, bro. It's all science. We ain't retarded, okay? The Michelson-Morley and interferometry is fucking awesome science. Photoelectric effect is awesome science, okay? We've got different interpretations. There are a literal debate going on in fucking the real world, whether it's a light or whether it's a wave or a particle. This motherfucker just there's that science is this, science is that, and then claims that the photoelectric effect is an experiment within that paradigm, which is a lie. I called him out. He admitted it, and he's been lying for years, acting like fucking. That's not the argument. Bitch, get with the argument. You know, is light a wave, a particle? Is it ether? Is there fucking atoms? That's the legitimate debate. And it's a fun debate, dude. He's fucking like brainwash people, dude. I got sick of it.
Yeah, I feel you. It's not, the double slit is not an experiment to determine well, Young's double slit experiment, where you use like a incandescent light bulb, that is an experiment about whether
They're
light
all experiments, bro. They're
is
all
a wave,
experiments.
whether light is a wave or particle. But the quantum double slit experiment is not an experiment about if light is a wave or a particle. It's a which way experiment, along with
Right, bro.
a
Jay,
statistical
they're
independence type of
Jay,
experiment.
they're all experiments, right? We'd agree simply. Just let's cut this off. They're all science. They're all experiments, bro. I mean, the interpretations can go, you know, you can vary them, but it's all science, dude. I mean, dude, they're acting like science is proving shit with finality. That's fucking retarded, dude. I mean, that is literally fucking retarded, bro. To act like we know everything, and especially if you're claiming that the whole construct we live in is virtual. So the construct we live in is virtual. Atoms don't exist. Nothing's traveling to the fucking plate, and until it hits, it doesn't even exist. And then act like you're proving stuff, dude. I just got so sick of them acting like, dude, we've been progressing, and old info is fucking worthless, dude. And they're acting like it's proven. I'm like, the method, you validated or invalidated your hypothesis at that time with that knowledge. Outside of that, dude, bring it out in the real world, which is what he's done lately.
All right. I have a blood pressure problem. You're making my heart beat really fast right now, man.
The only thing that I've ever heard them give an example of that's actual science under their ridiculous definition is like water boiling and like giving people vitamin C and selenium to treat scurvy. Those are like the only two examples of science that they can give under their crazy definition.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, under
What? Yeah, are you guys
Huey's-
doing? Hold on. Are you guys? I don't know if you guys are doing some backhanded like insults of other people that aren't here. But could you please stop that? Actually, if you have an actual information to share, then like, can we get on an actual topic instead of just like whatever you're doing, trying to talk trash about people that aren't here?
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I'll post it instead of talking it. Post it and let the horse's mouth say it.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't a channel to just slander people that, you know, in whatever way. Like, I mean, they aren't even here. They aren't even part of this discussion.
I apologize, man. I apologize.
And Brian, don't call him a horse, dude. Come on, man.
Oh no, shut up.
And
Yeah,
Jace, if you're talking,
no, it's one thing to make a couple comments, bro. I did like maybe take it overboard and shit, but I do apologize, man.
yeah, I just don't know what you get out of like trying to accuse people and making videos about them and putting their name in it and trying to claim. It's just a bunch of drama, dude. It's not. I mean, if you want to contest a point, that's one thing, but to just make all kinds of drama, I don't know if you're just trying to get views or what the goal is. Other channels do that, obviously, too, but I
swear to God on my fucking life, I'm not doing it. I swear on all my children's fucking heartbeats, Joe. I'm not doing it for
And your grandchildren.
And my grandchildren and my own heart. I swear to God on everything I fucking hold dear that I'm not doing it for views. I literally thought it would cut my views in half. I literally thought that, but I had to get it out there. But I will shut my mouth as far as talking shit. This literally addressing the drama that I've not been much of a part of, but I'm just voicing my opinion on it. But yeah, people aren't here to defend themselves, so I will back off. I should have. Than I did.
Can we bring it back a little bit to the? I like that French guy. I kind of like the way he's talked and what he's talking about. I didn't really follow